Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to T3 Plays. We're doing our solo battles for Shining Revelry. We've now moved on to the expert battles, and we're going to be facing a Beedrill EX and Leafeon EX deck. So we're going to use our fire deck, and with the expert, what they want us to use is one of the missions is to use the weakness. So they want us to use a dark Pokemon as well as the other missions we've seen so far, which is using 3 rarity and below, win by turn 12 and not lose a point. And another one is doing 1500 cumulative damage. So what we'll do is show the first battle that we do. So we'll show the full battle, and for the subsequent missions that are left outstanding, we'll show you the ending sequence. We probably won't show the 1500 cumulative damage because that you just have to grind out, because you're probably doing what, max 300-ish damage every match. You have to battle 5 times minimum to get that done, and no one really wants to see that. So we've got our Monferno up and running, but they can attack with their Leafeon. So max they can do so far is 70 damage. So we'll survive, but we could try and Rocket Grunt and try and slow them down. Nope, because we're hoping if we can take 2 energy off them and they have to stall. Okay, so they've got Weedle, so they'll try and evolve into Kakuna, etc. But the Eric as well, so slightly out of reach. So, but if we get the Infernape online, Leafeon's gone. They'll lose all the energy, and then they don't have any. Well, they don't have the Kakuna yet, so we have a chance to take the Weedle out as well, and we have a Blaine as well. So we lose all our energy. They bring in the Kakuna, the Weedle. They can paralyze us with the Kakuna. But what we do have is a Dawn. So we can put an energy on the Infernape and Dawn the energy on off Rapidash. Okay, so they do paralyze us. Oh, we have a Pokemon Center. But we can't use Pokemon Center and Dawn in the same turn. So we're going to have to unparalyze. And what we can do is... Yeah, we don't even need to do that. We can just attack. We can just attack and take them out because they're only on 60. We didn't even need to use Blaine. Actually, I think what we're going to do, we're going to try and speed run through this. So what we're going to do is just show the first battle, because our main aim is to really open packs. And so what we're going to do is move over to the Charizard and use our water deck, because some of these challenges will be extremely difficult. Like, imagine beating a Charizard with a grass deck. Like, it's already tough as it is, but using grass deck when you don't have the most optimal Pokemon is extremely difficult. Like, here, what they probably want you to do is use a Meowscarada, because it can hit for 130, so it can really compete. While the Pokemon we have now, we have to kind of rely on the Celebi to do that, and Celebi is an EX Pokemon, so it takes, when they knock us out, we lose 2 points, while the Meowscarada is an EX, so it only loses 1 point. So those are the type of Pokemon you'd want to use against a Charizard. And some of these is total RNG. You want to get the perfect hand, and your opponent not get the perfect hand, and that's when you can beat them with a non-optimized deck. But so we will just speed run through these expert battles, collect our pack points, and then open some more packs. So we attack with our Wash Rotom. So they started with the Arceus in front, which they don't really want to do. They want to build the Arceus at the back, so we have to separate it out just so we can chip damage it away. And obviously the Heatran, as soon as we hit it, it'll start hitting us for 80, which we kind of want to avoid. We want to start building our backline up, because we only have a Frostmoth. We really want the Starmie if we want to start going on defensive, because the Starmie can hit for minimum 90, 110 with weakness, so we can really take that Heatran out in one go. So it's a matter of, do we really want to keep the Wash Watermelon. I think we do. We just keep it as alive as much as possible, just so we can build our backline. We really want to wait for that Starmie. So next turn they can go into the heat run, but they can't hit us for 80 yet because they haven't taken any damage. Yep, so they're fine with burning all that energy. They hit us for 40, so we have 20 energy left. And hopefully we get the Starmie and then we can bring it out and take it out. We don't, which is unfortunate. Yeah, that's the risk of having only one Starmie in your deck. If we had two, we probably would have got the Starmie out by now. We put the energy on the Washroom, well, to retreat it, but now I just realized we don't have two energy on the Frostmoth. We only have energy on one energy on the Starmie, on the Staryu. And the thing is, as soon as we start hitting it, it takes us out. So what we're gonna do is just wait our turn out. The Frostmoth will only hit us for 40 so far, and then we can try and put it to sleep. And still no Starmie. Our best bet at the moment is to put the energy on Frostmoth and put it to sleep. That's what it's there for. We hit for 60, so we can take him out next turn, but we are relying on them going to sleep. Okay, they've woken up, so they'll take out the Frostmoth. And we kind of are in a bad situation. So we can just sack one of these off. And then hope, to get the tanker here, or just start chipping away. Okay, we finally get the Starmie. So we can start chipping away. And then we can pivot into the Starmie. And because we have a X speed, we don't need to put any more energy on. So next turn, the Charizard will have 5 energy. And look at us, we managed to get the Cyrus, pull out the Arceus that we damaged before, retreat out, put the Starmie in, and we've done it. Yeah, I didn't think it was possible that Cyrus came in clutch. I even forgot about the fact that we had damaged the Arceus that much. Yeah, so we managed to pull it out of the bag. So that early damage on Arceus early game paid off. Yeah, so we haven't completed any of the missions, but we're just going to move on. Because as you can see, it was already tough as it is using its weakness. So this time we're facing the Wugtrio. I really like the Wugtrio. It's like a easier Dragonite because it's a level 1. Only need water energy, which is very easy to obtain because a Manaphy can get you their energy, or a Mystic can get you energy. You can really ramp up, so it's a much better Dragonite, I think. So we start off with Electrike, and we're going to eventually get the Manectric in, and with its Flash try and delay them. Okay, they pop a Misty and they fail. Okay, so they've got all the evolutions that they need, so they'll probably pivot into the Manaphy and start charging up. Yeah, just try and keep our Manectric alive as possible. They likely won't attack anyway. Yeah. So they'll burn an energy to get it out, but they know they'll get it back with Manaphy's ability, and obviously with Vaporeon's ability of Washout, you can move around that energy. So they can, in the next turn, I am expecting an attack from Wugtrio, because they can move around the energy with Vaporeon's ability, and they'll add the energy from the energy zone, and let's see what they try and hit. This is the time they gamba. They take that gamble and see what they hit. So they'll spread 150 across. Okay, so they practically take out our bench. We still have our Manectric, which kind of doesn't do anything because as long as it avoids hitting us, then it's fine. Because it'll just not attack us, but it'll attack everything else. So let's see what happens. Because they'll probably just, whatever they hit us with just gets voided. Okay, they pulled away. They probably thought, yeah, maybe they can't attack. So they withdrew it, added energy back, but gives us a chance. Oof. Because we'll hit the bench for 20. So we just need one more attack. Okay, they still got the Vaporeon, so they can move the energy around. They don't even need the Misty, because they can move all the energy from the back line up and try and hit for 150. Oof, we got away with it. Having that Pachirisu and evolving the Raichu helped build out our back line. So now, literally another gamble. They can take us out again. So we lost. Yeah, it happens. We were so close, but that's the gamble with a Wugtrio deck. And I think we didn't particularly start off well. And we survived pretty much multiple turns. So here we started off really well. They did not. So literally we take them out very quick, knock out that Manaphy. So sometimes it's as easy as that because they have a stage 2 evolution. Sometimes you're not getting the right cards. So literally we knock out the Wiglet in the first turn, then take out the Manaphy, quick succession, we're done. Next up is a Pikachu EX and Magnezone deck. Magnezone can easily power up the Pikachu with a Dawn, as well as you've got obviously the Pachirisu with its ability to ramp up its bench. Okay, they lead with the Pikachu, which is probably not optimal for them. Because what they really want is just to add energy at the back and then attack with something else like the Pachirisu. Their preference would have been start off Pachirisu. Yeah, so they'll probably switch. They'll get that energy back next turn. But what we can do is try and knock it out, which we do because we already have the Primate and we get an easy win. And then they've already burned an energy, so they're already behind. And likely they've got Magnezone, not a Magneton in hand, so they'll start powering up the back line. And we can try start chipping away at this Pikachu and hopefully get it out before it gets its energy. So by next turn, it could potentially attack if it has a Magnezone and Dawn, but we could get lucky. So we hit for 70 again. Let's see if we're lucky. Okay. Okay, we win. Simple as that. They didn't even attempt. We don't need to put any energy on, so we don't even. So we complete a lot of the tasks already. Win by turn 12. We don't lose to a point to our opponent. Easy as that. So the rest will run another time, which is obviously. And we did the 3 rarity and below because we don't have any EX Pokemon in this deck. Next up, Giratina EX and Mewtwo EX. We'll use our Dark deck for this. Giratina obviously extremely meta right now. You don't see it running really with Mewtwo that much, but obviously it's possible. Giratina is just with everywhere. you run it with whatever deck you can find, just because it can power itself up and then just attack from the back. And obviously, Giratina you power up with something tanky and bulky. Yep, so they're leading with it. Because the reason why you want to have something tanky and bulky is because when you use its ability, you skip your turn. So you kind of don't want to run it with something that attacks pretty quick, because you won't even be able to use Giratina's ability. That's why it pairs really well with Darkrai, because when you put an energy on Darkrai, it does kind of attack. So then you can also then use your special ability as well with the Giratina. So we can get our Nidorina up in line. So our plan is obviously to start attacking fast with the Nidorina. We hit for 50, and if we got Nidoqueen, we can do some serious damage. Yeah, because they're powering up that Mewtwo, I want to get that out of the way and want to attempt it to attack. Let's see what he does, but no, they're sticking to attacking with powering up that Giratina. And what we want to do is just make sure we slow it down, put it at the back, make sure we're attacking something else, so that when you will need to burn energy to get it out. Okay, so they're happy to burn energy to get it out. Unfortunately for us, they got that Gardevoir out, so it can add energy at every turn. Yeah, want to slow them down a little bit. Yeah, so either way, if I put it on Weevil, what's the best that would happen? It's like could be hit between 0 and 60. We do a little bit of additional chip damage to the Giratina, and we are able to take it out this turn. But the problem is that Mewtwo in the backline is waiting to hit us with a side drive. So this game is a loss. It was an enjoyable battle, but that Giratina, its ability to power itself up is just too good. Well, no, see, they're BMing. There was no need for them to use the slab. So close to knocking them out just by 10 HP. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, this is, as you've seen, this Giratina deck, incredibly tough. And then they're running with Gardevoir, which is amazing, because they can add energy to all the Pokemon pretty quick. So yeah, we've run it back a few times and managed to attack them. We got 2 points already, they've got 2 points already, but we've whittled them down and we managed to get the win. Admittedly, this took a fair few goes because of how bulky each of the Pokemon is, but then this was a quick battle because we completed by turn 12. Then we move on to Lucario, EX, and Kangaskhan deck. So obviously Kangaskhan will lead and just does that annoying flip a coin damage while they build out the Lucario. So we play our Golett. Golett does need a lot of energy to get it up and running. Yeah, we just put that Rocket Hammer on just to stop them from attacking, and then they won't in the first instant because they have They need 2 energy. I wouldn't be surprised if they switch into the Hitmonlee and start attacking our bench. They'll likely have an X speed. They do. So now what we really want is a Haunter. So we have a communication, so we can communicate the Gengar away, or even the Ghastly, and get that Haunter out. We have a low chance, but there is a chance because we've got loads of other Pokemon. Yeah, we miss. So we can try and slow them down, but they're likely burn an energy. Yeah, they could have put an energy on, withdraw, get the Hitmonlee and attacked, but they didn't. So and we managed to get our Haunter, and then we'll evolve to a Gengar and get it slightly out of range. Can't do anything at the moment because we need 3 energy minimum to attack. Okay, so they're keeping the Lucario in. I don't think they want to burn any more energy. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. I just thought let's just use it just in case they have something in their hand that they want to use. So we hit them for 70. Next turn they'll hit us, they'll knock out our Golurk and hit our Gengar for 20. Oh, 30 that is. But we take them down to 80. But unfortunately we don't have the energy. So this goes down to a loss. But they have only 1 point. And what we can try and do is stall. That's our main tactic. Okay, they didn't attack. So they knew they would lose their Lucario and they don't have the energy to do anything else. So that's pretty smart. Because this time they're going to build up the back Lucario. Surprised they still didn't attack. Because they would have been able to knock me out. So they'll definitely attack now. Obviously we can't. We can Cyrus that out. The other Lucario, but that doesn't get us a win. Yeah, so yeah, this is a loss. We just this was I should have considered a long time ago. But there was a chance. There was a chance if they attacked with that Lucario, we would have won. But they were pretty smart not to fall for that. Yeah, so run it back. Hopefully get a win. Yep, so we put the Lucario to sleep. That's been our main way of dealing with them. Now we'll be able to take it out. The Hypnoblast managed to get obviously 2 Gengars out. Do decent damage with it. And that was our road to victory. Yep, win by turn 12, didn't give away any points. Paldean Clodsire. Yep, we use our fighting deck with this. And during these, we're probably leveling up in the background as well. And hopefully, by the time we complete our expert battles, we can open another 10 pack. It's unlikely to start with an EX. Let's see. Okay, they do. Yeah, we should have put that Sudowoodo in. We would have hit for 50. Unfortunately, Darkrai isn't weak to fighting; it's weak to grass, which is why the Darkrai from they're from Space Time Smackdown. So all those dark Pokemon from that collection, they're all weak to grass, like the Mighty and our Weavile. Yeah, let's just put in our Sudowoodo. And what we'll do is, I think I want to build up the Donphan. But the only problem is it just takes a lot of energy. And obviously Darkrai, they're trying to build the Darkrai up, so that'll take some time. Okay, we do get the Primate though. But the Primate only needs 1 energy. So we don't need to like commit to the Primate. We can start building out the Donphan. That's annoying. If we attack, we take damage and they'll knock us out. We take that risk, we bring them down to a decent amount. We'll put an energy on Darkrai, take us out. And what we'll do is we'll put in our Primate. And we can still attack with our Primate. We don't knock it out because it's not weak, but we take it down to 20 health. And it can't attack us yet because it split its energy. So yeah, so they're getting it ready to attack in the next turn. This is annoying because if we attack, we go down to 20 energy. So what we want to do is, yeah, Sabrina them out. So we attack now, get it down to a decent energy. To be fair, I don't think there's really anything we can do. We attack. They both have Rocky Helmet. What I wanted to do was get an attack out by Donphan, and then with its tackle, do extra 120 damage and take the other one out, but it doesn't make a difference because either way, they'll knock me out. It doesn't matter which one I bring in. So close. But at least we get to knock one out. Yeah, I was hoping with the rolling spin. Next turn, hit for 120, take it out. But because I took that Rocket Helmet damage, they'll hit for 20 when they attach an energy. Yeah, I forgot about that energy they'll add. Yeah, it's not as close as I thought it would be because both Darkrai had the Rocket Helmet on. Both would have played it out the same way. Yeah, we run that back. Definitely possible for us to take it out. And we haven't even seen a Clodsire yet. It's a Darkrai deck. And now we have. So he needs 2 energy to attack. Yep, and luckily for us, this one is weak to fighting. We're not poisoned yet, but it doesn't matter. Hit us for 60. Our Fanby does have 2 energy on it, so we can evolve to the Donphan, hit for 80. Keep it alive. Because we want to keep that roller spin going. Hit for 120 every turn. The Clodsire can't take us out because they don't have anything that can poison us. If they had a, was it Gafai? But no, we win. So let's see what's next. I think next is the Tinkaton EX. Yep, so let's see the missions. Yep, 3 relative blow. Defeated them by turn 12. Yeah, Tinkaton, EX and Skarmory. I really like this deck because I really like Skarmory, very early heavy hitter with, especially with its tool, but you need to run it with its multiple tools so you can hit for 50 and then build the Tinkaton at the back. Initially I wasn't a fan of the Tinkaton, but I really liked the artwork. So obviously we're leading with Ponyta We don't want to get hit with a Heatran with Skarmory because that does pretty hefty damage. We're going to try and damage the Skarmory when he hits us, so that we can hopefully take it out in the next turn if we can evolve it. Okay, no Rapidash, but we do get a Ponyta. I think we power up our Heatran. Yeah, I don't want to lose the Ponyta just yet. I'll attack, and then next turn I can get the Heatran out. Okay, so they choose not to attack. But nonetheless, either way, they're done. I think they think they could survive. But I'm hitting you. I would have preferred if they had a Rocky helmet on it. But either way, the Shaman is going to hit me. And then next turn, I can hit for 80 damage. And they've only got another Shaman at the back, so this is pretty much job done. Need to just take it out. And yeah. So we don't lose a point, and we'll win by turn 12. So we'll complete a couple of the missions, and they don't have time to get the Tinkaton out. Yeah, that's how quick you can get the game over and done with, especially if any deck is running a stage 2. You just have to get lucky or unlucky. What's next is a Bibarel here. I think that's the last one. Yeah, Bibarel EX. Bibarel EX is probably the worst Pokemon. So we have leveled up from doing all this battling. Yeah, Bibarel is probably the worst. Like 100 damage, 4 energy, decently tanky, and can heal, but that 4 energy is a lot. So you have to kind of run it with Dialga so you can power it up. But it can be a nuisance because I think this deck runs it with maybe the Wigglytuff, so it's like forever healing. And you could even do I was thinking if you could do the water deck, you can do Irida, etc. But you can't use Wigglytuff. Not Wigglytuff. You can't use the Dialga to power up, but then obviously you can rely on, well, not a Misty but a Manaphy. But then you lose a point very easily. So because they've got the Bibarel up already, and they do run the new Wigglytuff. And obviously we got Sudowoodo up against the Dialga, so we hit pretty hard. We've got both Primeape and Donphan ready in the back line, so we can start powering up the Donphan because it can hit for 60 in its first attack, and then 120 from there on. And we are like chipping away at this Dialga. Not even chipping, it's like crushing it away. Okay, it heals. And they've got they can take out. They've got 4 energy on the Bibarel next turn, so they'll be able to hit us for 100. Yeah, I'll take this Dialga down real low. So if they try and withdraw it, I can Cyrus it out. But look, it's very annoying. Yeah, it's got the Wigglytuff out, and that can heal a lot. I was hoping it gets the Wigglytuff out, because then I only have to Cyrus the Dialga. So I've got 2 Primates ready. I do hit. How much do I hit for? 90. but I do want to protect it, and the Bibarel can't knock me out. But then next turn I'll do 120 to it. Well, 120, not including the weakness damage. So we're looking good. Yep, so we knock out the Bibarel. Dialga's on 90 health. It'll go up to 110. And turbo me, but it doesn't take me out. And I'm still in my rolling spin phase. And I just take them out. So we've got the momentum, kept it going. We're able to take out the Dialga as well as the Bibarel. This was an enjoyable match. Yeah, didn't have to use 3 rarity, and we didn't have to use anything above 3 diamonds. Yeah, so that's the expert solo battles done. We're not fully complete, but we've got through them just so we can get our hourglasses. So we have managed to get enough for a 10 pack. So let's see. No shine. Nonetheless, we can still get some good Pokemon in there. Sometimes it doesn't shine. I think the shine is maybe for full art sometimes. Can't remember what it's usually for. But when there's a shine, it means there's something good in there. That color change means there's something good in there as well. Double Wiglet, full art Tatsuguri. Okay, full art Grafaiai. Grafaiai is pretty meta when you paired with the Clodsire. With Alakazam, another red. Okay, something back there. Okay, Lucario EX, not bad. Not one of the best, but can't say no. Wigglytuff. Another red, another Alakazam. Okay, something decent back there, it seems. Wow. We pulled probably the most meta Pokemon in this pack. The Giratina. And immersive as well. So that will definitely form our deck that we will use in ranked. Because we also have that shop ticket, which gives us another EX Pokemon, we could get a double Giratina and use that there. So I think what we'll do is zoom through all these, collect all our rewards, and what we'll do is probably come up with a deck to use for ranked, which will probably feature double Giratina maybe. So if you like what you've seen so far, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.